I'm so excited to be here with you today. We're going to talk about, is it really respect at work? It's very interesting how the respect word gets thrown around, but are we really respected? Let's talk about what I'm seeing and what we're doing to help change that. Let's get ready for the show today. Are we really respecting each other? It's really exciting to be here this morning to talk about today's show because literally I have my hands in this. So I have a client who, all my clients, just like all of us, we have our idiosyncrasies and we have the things that are important to us and we have the things that really bug us. So if you are a leader or you're an employee or you're a coworker, there are certain things that will bug you, but respect is an issue that comes up more often than not to certain employees. So if you see this link on my thing and you want to learn more about our DEI conflict course, you can actually scan this QR code and learn about our course coming up later in March. Yes. But let's get back to this respect thing because I noticed that different diverse groups are struggle with this differently. Because if you notice, individuals from different diverse groups have different ways of sharing respect or showing respect or being respectful to each other in the workplace. And it varies, it changes. And I think it's something that we should be aware of in our DEI or EDI cultures at work. We have to start recognizing that some things are more culturally relevant to certain groups more than others. And what respect might mean to one group may be very different from what respect means to us. And it's okay to make room for that in our dialogue and in our interactions at work and in our way we get along with each other because it makes it very, very important and it makes work more harmonious. There is no reason for us to be upset and frustrated all the time when we can simply just do the things that makes it easier for each other in the workplace, that makes it easier for the other to feel heard or feel seen, or just to be able to know that they are respected and they are seen, right? So here's a scenario that came up. I have a client who is very sensitive about respectful dialogue, and to her, respect means good morning, how are you, good night, or good afternoon, it's the end of the day, or I was wondering, how are you doing? Those things are very important. And if you, depending on the culture you're coming from, those things are more important to you than it is to our everyday North American community. So when you're working with other groups and you're working with people, you have to remember. For instance, I I I I was raised in the Caribbean, in Dominica, Eastern Caribbean Islands, and we say good morning. You say good morning to everyone you meet, and it's funny. I often I will send messages to my relatives and they will send me back, good morning, Joyce. Good afternoon, Joyce. And it's actually, it reminds me, yeah, that's what we do there. Because I have lived in North America for most of my life. And you just say, hey, how are you? Hi, how are you doing? And to me, that's a salutation. That's being respectful. But to them, it's that good morning, good afternoon, said with such heartfelt warmth, and it's almost like a hug. And I think we need to start thinking and talking about those things when we're teaching respectful workplace in the organization, especially when you're looking at your DI or EDI initiative, you have to start talking about what respect means to us culturally, right? I know if you have people from different groups or different culture listening to each other, giving people time, not interrupting. So, those are important things to remember when we're talking about respect in the workplace and ensuring that we are really respecting each other. We're actually listening to each other. We care about what each other have to say. In this instance, this client is very bothered by those things and wants to have, and for some reason, she doesn't get that from her colleagues, from her staff, from her, the people she work with. And it really bugs, and this has been going on now for a while. And she mentioned it in our coaching session, and I said, well, there's a way to tell you. So I got an email, and it was just a request: do this, do this, do this, do this. And no good morning, no thank you, nothing. And so she said, this is an example of what I'm talking about. And so I chuckled when I saw the email, because it really is just like, I need this done by then, and that's it. No thank you, no good morning or good afternoon. So the client sent me this email and said, Joyce, how would you respond? This is an appropriate time, I feel, to bring my concern to this person. What would you do? Lo and behold, of course, I sent her back an email saying, this is how you respond. Thank you. I'm happy to take your request. I'm happy to ensure that you have the services you need. However, I think this is a good opportunity to bring it to your attention that as we practice respect, and from time to time, I share your email with subordinates or with someone, and if we are all going to practice psychological safety and deal with the stresses of the day and the various things that come at us, the least we can do is to say good morning, hi, thank you at the end, or salute with a greeting. It just adds more warmth and relieves the stress of another task. And I would really like your support in ensuring that we do that in our emails and our messages and our calls to each other, so we can demonstrate that to everyone, because I would hate to pass on your message to a subordinate and it's not showing what we're all doing, trying to do, or what we're getting our teams to do. But in the meantime, this person had already gone ahead and say, this is not the way to do it. So it doesn't matter if you go off the rail, you can. And so we chatted a little bit about how to bring things back. It's okay if you've gone ahead and responded to that person in a manner that, maybe out of frustration, you can still bring things around. And I'll do another show on how to do over and how to correct things, because sometimes I think we get stuck. We feel that I said this, or I did that, and oh no, I did that, so how do I undo it? And we get stuck in that place of being unable to undo something or to change the dynamics and to start over. And it's not as difficult as we think. We need to be able to say, you know what, here's what I'm thinking. And we don't all practice communication the same way. And we need to start making room for those critical conversations, start making room to be able to say, here's what I was thinking, or I sent this and this is not what I had intended, but let me rephrase this so that we can lessen the harm. Really, at the end of the day, all of us are doing more than we should. Most of us are doing more than we should. We have so many things pulling at us, so many responsibilities, requests that we need to meet, proposals to write, clients to take care of, our jobs to do, and our plate is full. So if we can be kind to each other, if we can be considerate to each other, if we can spend some time thinking about how a message is going to land with the other person, I think it will make our lives a lot better. and it will make work a happier and more productive place and a safer place to be. Because when we're teaching psychological safety, it's not just about the big things, it's the little things. Many little things can be quite destructive. If I keep hitting you with a pebble every minute of the day, by the end of the day, you would have been hit probably 100 times versus someone who sent one stone and hit you. So it's really the little things add up, and they make our work and our life more difficult, and they make it more draining, they make it more stressful. It make us not want to show up to work, not wanting to do our work, not wanting to engage with others. And we have to become more adaptable and more flexible and more inclusive in our thinking and in our expression, our thought and our actions, because those are the things that make a huge difference. When you are greeting someone, when you are interacting with someone, when you're making a request, is it so hard to say thank you? I would like to request this service. Thank you. It's okay to do that, because to some people it's seen as being respectful, and you don't want to be that disrespectful colleague that's making people's lives miserable. So go ahead and say thank you. And when you're making a request, it's okay to address that person by name. Hi Joyce, how are you? Like for me, one of the things that I do with all my emails, I say be well at the end. Sometimes I'm sending you a tough message and I'm waking you up or sharing some information or calling your attention or creating awareness or maybe even disagreeing. But I still want you to be well. I don't want to be the cause of your mental breakdown or you becoming ill or stressed out. That is not my desire at all. You may feel that or interpret it that way, but that is never my desire. So I always sign my email, be well, because I want you at the end of the day to be well. Because if you're not well, who am I going to talk to? Right? And so it's really important for us to start thinking about how we practicing respect, especially in our very diverse workplaces. And don't forget, we have different generations in the workplace. So someone from a different generation, this may be more important to them than someone from a younger generation. In overall, we should make an effort to say thank you, please, salute the other person, because that is just part of common decency. And respect in the workplace is something that everyone in the workplace deserves. And sometimes we don't even afford it to our family members. So if we practice it at work, then maybe we can do it more at home. If we do it at home, we can take it to work. So let's make an effort. I want to make a pact with you that from now on, if you're going to make a request from a colleague or a coworker or a client, that you start off with, hi, how are you? And blah, 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 blah. This is what I was thinking. Do you have space? Do you have time? Can you accommodate me? Blah, 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 blah. At the end, thank you and sign off. Because those little things make a huge difference in the way people receive your message, in their willingness and desire to fulfill your request, and how they fulfill your request. Because I can fulfill your request like this. Oh, I hate that person. I'm not good. I can't just demand it. Or I can fill your request. Oh, that's so nice. She asked and she said, thank you. I am just going to fulfill your request. Would you like to have your request fulfilled with joy and with a pleasing smile versus someone, right? And so we can do that. We can design our days and our interactions with others to get the results that we want. Let us practice that. Let us do it. And let's make it part of our consistent practice. Wherever you work, whether you're in a factory, on the factory line, you're in the office, you're in the leadership, wherever you are, you can do better. So let's all, if that's something you don't already do, make it something that you're going to do moving forward. And if it's something you already do, I want to say kudos, keep doing it and sharing, because when your email is shared or forward, it shows how you communicate with others. And people make judgments about you based on how we communicate with others. Trust me, they do. I hear a lot of things. People tell me a lot of things. So please know they're talking about you and how you're sending your message and how it's being received and how you're coming across and how they're receiving you. Those are important. And being developing a reputation of being disrespectful. And I hear that too. I hear that comment. Oh, I'm so busy, or it's very busy, or we don't have time. The same way you can write that email, you can put hi, how are you at the top, and you can put thank you at the bottom. Don't even bring that. That's not an excuse. We can do it. And let's practice that in our workplace. Let's start to bring more positive energy, encouragement, making work easier. Those are the things that make work easier. Being ungrateful, unthankful, and dismissive makes work harder for others. And we don't want to be the cause of making others these difficult and dreary. So that's what I want to share today. I will do another live where we talk about how to get things back on track. And by the way, I want to remind you, if you're watching this, please remember we have our live session for decoding DEI conflict. It's coming up. This is the certificate course that I am teaching here at Interpersonal Wellness Services Inc. This course is a blended learning course. So we've moved it to a blended learning. There's an e-learning format. You can take that anytime. And then you can come in on the live portions where we do the practice, the exercise, where we delve into some of the skill building. So we will be scheduling those in the months coming up. And you can go on this website, and on this page, it'll give you more information about the dates and times for the live session. And once you get the curriculum, you'll be led into the e-learning portion of the course, so you can learn more and get more information, and or just reach out to us, because as we think about diversity in the workplace, we have to know that we're dealing with age, gender, ancestry, nationality, orientation, diversity, right, as well as disabilities. So diversity is very, very broad, and we have to start thinking about how we're going to make those little changes that will impact and then create an inclusive workplace and environment for everyone. And so today we're looking at how diverse we can be when it comes to respect and what respect means for everyone. So these are some of the things that we can do and how we can change things, quick little nuggets, and how we can change things around to make it more productive and to make the workplace more harmonious for all of us. Jason Didison here. You're watching the show. So what's happening at work? And it's been a lovely time chatting with you.